If you're wondering what a Jira link is, then this video is going to explain exactly that. This video is part of our effort to deliver high-quality training and learning materials inside the Atlassian ecosystem for the main tools like Jira and Confluence and for their apps. If you want to support this process, this endeavor, this effort, consider subscribing to the channel, maybe liking this video at the end if you actually like it. And of course, please do remember that we provide professional services in these areas: Jira, Confluence, project management apps, and other apps that allow you to extend the functionalities of out-of-the-box Jira and Confluence and customize it to your needs. And with this, let's go back to the topic of this video and let's talk about Jira links. So what is a Jira link? Let's take a look at the screen that I have in front of me right now, and let me go into one of the issues available over here to discuss what potentially can be done when we want to link two issues together. Now, if you think about linking from the Jira perspective, several things might actually be coming to your mind, which can be a bit confusing. So, for example, you can see a section over here called linked issues, right? And you can see that this issue is linked with several other issues, which is absolutely okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But you will also notice that there are different types of links used over here. So if you're thinking about linking issues, you're not only thinking about different ways of linking, but also different types of links. So all of the links that you see over here are links that are pretty standard when it comes to typical Jira issue links. Something that it might be sometimes confused with are epic links. So if you look at an epic, which is named epic over here in my instance, you will see that epics have a section called child issues, and those issues that are in this section will also be connected to an epic with a link, but it's a different type of the link. So I know it's a little bit confusing, but it is how it is. Epics are kind of special in Jira, and they have this special type of link called epic link, which you can use to connect or hook up elements under the epic, right? So if you use the epic link to connect a user story, for example, in an epic, it will be in this special section called child issues. And if I will go back to the previous one, I think it was 107, you will notice that this one is not called child issues, it's called linked issues, right? It's called linked issues. If you create a subtask under an issue, let's take a look at this as well. You will see that subtasks are kind of also connected to a parent, but also through a different section, right? This section then it's simply called subtasks. And even though from the perspective of Jira, you might be thinking that these two issues, parent and the subtask, are linked. Essentially they are, but it's again a different type of the link, right? So we have to bear this in mind. What we are going to be talking about today during the presentation of standard Jira issue links are the links that are created through this link issue, right? To connect two issues together, this is something that we want to be using. So let me go back for a moment to a previous screen and let me pick a victim over here. I guess that SSP 100 is the one that we are going to connect to our 107, right? So I'm going to go to link issue and I'm going to see here a new dialog appear, which I can use to actually connect now two issues together. It's very simple. Two things you need to do over here is pick a type of a link and then select an issue you want to connect with, okay? If you expand this, you will see that the list of available types of links over here is actually quite broad. And it might also be different to what you will see in your Jira because this list is customizable. So, for example, if you install some apps like BigPicture, for example, then the app might add its own links to the whole set. Also, your Jira administrator or maybe yourself, you can customize this by adding or creating new Jira links too. It's actually pretty simple because all you're doing is creating a new type, giving it a name, giving it two additional values which represent the direction of the link. So there is one way and there is the back way direction, right? And that's it, right? So you just enter 3 literals and that's it. That's what links are about. So essentially, you're basically saying over here what type of the link is going to get created. And just because they have different names, very important, it does not mean that it changes their behavior. It can, but especially in Jira out of the box, it doesn't really mean anything important except for the information that it carries, right? So creating a link of type blocks and selecting an issue over here, I think we were supposed to use this one. Let's connect it with this one. By the way, you can select more than one issue over here and connect easily with Jira links several issues at the same time. That's also doable. But I will do it just once, and you will see that the new section appears over here called blocks. And now I can see that my issue number 107 is connected with issue 100, and it says that my 107 blocks issue 100. Now you might be thinking, okay, that's actually pretty cool. So if this issue blocks another issue, it means that the other issue cannot be done or even started before this issue is completed, right? No, that's only partially true. So if you're thinking about standard Jira behavior, the answer is no. Jira doesn't enforce any logic behind these different types of issue links. So it doesn't matter if I connect those 2 issues with blocks or with relates to or with parent-child or with has to be done before. From the Jira perspective, it's all the same. It's just a name, and Jira doesn't care about any kind of logic standing behind this name. What will change, though, is if you're using an additional app that works on top of Jira, and some of these apps have the possibility of interpreting different types of links to mean something else, then it will actually matter. So, for example, this is BigPicture, an app for portfolio and project management, definitely our favorite. This app does interpret different types of links to mean something else. So, for example, you can see issue 106 over here, and issue 107 and issue 108, right? And these 3 are connected to and existing as a group, right? So the 108 is a subtask. So it has a parent, which is 107, and then it also has another parent. 107 has a parent, which is 106, right? And what I could also do over here, let's actually refresh the screen, right? Because we've created an additional subtask. I think we did it under 107. So if I refresh the screen, it will probably appear over here since it already exists on the level of Jira. So we should actually have 2 subtasks under this issue. And that's true. There is another one, it's simply not scheduled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it over here, and I'm going to extend it a bit so that it's more visible. The naming is very bad. I apologize for this. I'm going to make this one actually shorter. Let's do it like this, for example, right? So now I have this happy family, and you will notice that, for example, this subtask 1, let me take a look at it. So it's this one, right? It's this one. You will see that this subtask, number 119, it has no issues linked to it, right? No issues whatsoever. And it's this one, 119, this one over here on the right? But what I can do, for example, from the perspective of BigPicture, is I can create now a link between those 2 issues, and it's going to be a link called end to start, which actually has some logic behind it, and it immediately forced this subtask 1 to move a little bit back in time so that it's scheduled immediately after the previous subtask. Oh my God, these names are confusing. I'm actually going to change the name of this one to 2. There you go. That's going to be better. Right? So subtask 1 now is a predecessor of subtask 2. And now, because I created this link, let me go back to the perspective of Jira. You can see that now this subtask 2 has linked issues of subtask 1, right? And this issue link actually has logic behind it, but not because Jira does that, but because an additional app called BigPicture does it here, right? So now if I move this issue forward, my subtask 2 will travel forward as well because it's being pushed forward by this kind of a dependency. Now it has power. Now it has logic. The same can be done for different types of links. For example, my 106, let's take a look at 106. 107, let's go back to demo project. Issues. We want to take a look at 106, it's here. We will see that 106 is a parent of 107, right? So again, from the perspective of Jira, it's just information. From the perspective of BigPicture, it's not just information, it actually puts those issues in hierarchy. And I can see that over here especially, right? That this one is a parent of this one. If I take a look at issue number 107, we will see that 107 is a child of, here is a child of 106, right? So the reverse. Talking about reverse, I already mentioned that when you create a link in Jira as a custom link, you have to mention 2 directions because those links point in 2 different directions, right? So when I, for example, created the blocks issue link saying that 107 blocks issue number 100, if I take a look at the same link from the perspective of issue number 100, you will see that issue number 100 is blocked by 107, right? So 107 blocks 100, 100 is blocked by 107. Again, it makes sense from the informative perspective, doesn't enforce any logic by default. So it's worth remembering that. By the way, we can see that our issue 100 has other connections as well, and there is nothing to it, so be it. What else do I want to mention in regards to links? One trap I want you to be aware of is that if you work with links and you want to have this two-way information flowing and being interpreted properly between the issues, be aware that there is a very often used link called relates to. And if you use this one, it has the same name pointing in both directions. So issue A will relate to issue B will relate to issue A. There is no different in terms of the name. Therefore, it will be hard to figure out later on which direction the link is pointing to. It might be a problem, but it doesn't have to be a problem. It all depends on your use case and how you use Jira. Of course, if you want to talk more about this and get our perspective on how to use Jira links effectively, maybe how to weave it into the project management solution like we've been showing you with BigPicture, let us know, reach out to us, and we will schedule a session to talk about how your situation can be improved and how you can work better with Jira links. But if you are not having any kind of problems with Jira links at this point in time, except maybe from not being fully aware of what they are and how to use them, hopefully this video is so far very helpful. Last thing I want to show you over here is that you can also use JQL, so Jira query language, to search for links, right? So if you say issue in linked issues and then provide an issue key that you want to take a look at, it will list all the issues that are connected to this one, right? So if I refresh this, I don't remember if we created more links. Yeah, I think we did, right? So you can see that the issues that are connected with this one are listed over here. By the way, I think you can also say something like that, and you can limit this list to only those that are connected with a certain type of the link. Now I'm not using the proper one, so let me go back to 106 quickly. All right, this one doesn't have blocks. It only has is a parent of and BP. So let's try this one. There you go, right? So it also works and it allows you to link the issues of a specific type if you want to. So use JQL if you want to with links, but do remember that links are a little bit pesky when it comes to managing them, because like most of the things in Jira are bulk editable, right? So you create a bunch of links and then you say, hey, I don't like the name of this link. I want to change this or the type of this link. I want to change the type of the link to be something else. And normally you can bulk edit 100 issues together and edit this information. With links, it's unfortunately not possible, and you have to manually delete the links over here on link issue, right? So which essentially deletes the link and get rid of the old links and create new ones, right? So I can click this and the link will be removed, and then I have to go to link issues and recreate the links with a new type. So that's a pain in the butt, unfortunately, but it is what it is. There are some a little bit advanced ways around this, still not super comfortable and usable only if you actually are working with large volumes of data. All right, I think this is all for this video. If this sparked your interest and you're basically searching for more information when it comes to Jira itself, remember that we have an online course that you can sign up for and use this course together with your colleagues, friends from work to get better at working with Jira. Our experience is that many of the Jira users are actually self-taught or not taught at all. Therefore, it really makes sense to get all of the basics of Jira environment because you are probably spending time in Jira day after day. And sometimes you're not even realizing the potential that this tool has. And believe me, many things that are available over here can actually speed up your work significantly, save you a lot of time, make the information that you're storing here more transparent, the information flow will be quicker, and the team collaboration will improve with all of this as well. So it's really worth your time to take this investment. The link to the course will be available in the description of this video, so if you're interested, take a look at that. If you want to talk about something else related to professional services from this area, you know where to find us. The email is down there and it's also in the description of this video. Do reach out and let's have some fun during an online chat. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be seeing you in the next video.